Welcome back to the Fightfit Challenge, where everyday businessmen and women undertake the journey of a professional fight. All the contestants train together over 8 weeks and are then matched up evenly by head trainer Paul Fifield.
The jab is probably the most important punch. There are some people who just go bang, and when you hit with their jab, you feel it, and it makes you worry about everything they throw. If you can develop that, you're going to go somewhere.
And Fightfit owner Bash Kasina. So the fight is even, and so each person does not get hurt. On our last episode, we saw winner of the 2006 Biggest Loser, Adro Sarnelli, come out on top of Robin Luba. It was a fantastic fight where both boys gave it everything they had, but Adro's aggression gave him the edge and he took away the win. On today's episode, we see 2 of our girls go head to head. The powerful and hard-hitting flight attendant Diana Thumm and the determined primary school teacher Masa Music.
Two girls, Masa and Diana. Diana, she is a dynamite when it comes to aggression.
Yep, she just keeps coming forward.
Yeah, I think she's got too much testosterone in her system. But she's very, very aggressive.
Yep.
Masa, on the other hand, has been doing a lot of work with Eric as well.
Yep.
Her technique is wonderful, and her tenacity and her ability to keep going is amazing. There's an interesting aspect between this fight between Masa and Diana.
Yep.
Diana knows that she's going to fight Masa because they're within the same category and they're within the same ability.
Yes.
But she seems to be trying to lose a bit of weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
To drop down so she doesn't have to fight Masa. That's sort of the impression I get.
I think there is substance to what you're saying, because when I weighed her last week, she was 62.2 kilos. This week, all of a sudden, she's dropped down to 59.9. So that's a pretty big weight drop. And you know, if she drops too much further, then we won't be able to match them up.
Yeah. On the other hand, if she's thinking that she will perhaps, if she drops enough weight to fight one of these lighter girls, I would not let that happen.
No, absolutely
because
not.
she is too good.
That's right.
For these other girls.
Yep.
And she will hurt them.
That's right. Look, at the expense of anyone's safety, we're not going to do anything like that. We've never done it in the past, and we're not going to start doing it now.
That's right. And the only person that she can, as far as close in ability there, is Masa. And it's not going to be a walkover for Masa.
Oh, it's going to be a tough fight for both of them.
I don't know who I'd put my money on. Yeah, this will be a very, very exciting fight. And I know a lot of people are very interested to see this.
One of the things that makes matching up each fighter so hard is Fightfit's philosophy that each contestant has a chance to win and gets the most out of the experience. This matchup was always going to be difficult, but after the weigh-in, both Paul and Bash were pleased to see the weight difference was within the boxing board guidelines. Masa is a primary school teacher who used to be an elite gymnast. A lot of what she went through as an athlete has shaped her today.
For a living, I'm a primary school teacher, classroom teacher, and I teach grade 4. I think what I really like the most is interacting with the kids. I think especially from the start of the year to the end of the year, you see the improvement, not only like academically but also socially. I like having the kids that are challenging. I've got a few kids with autism, and that's the part that I find fulfilling, because you feel like you're making a difference. As a child, trained at a high level of gymnastics. I competed internationally. I think that doing sport at a young age shapes the person you become. Like later on in life, you realise that you've got to set goals and you want to achieve them, and it teaches you, sacrifices and choices that you've got to make in life. And I think also mental strength. Those skills that I've learned, the way that they've translated into boxing, I think a huge part has been mental strength, getting through it, knowing that you're not there to just do a half-assed training session. You're there and you put in 100%. It's sort of embedded in me that I know that you just can't stop. Like it's, you've been told to do 100 burpees, do 100 burpees. I think for me, a lot of it would have to do with, achieving something that I wouldn't think that I'd be able to do. I think my biggest fear was just getting in the ring and, getting punched by someone and just not knowing, like having that feeling of not knowing what to expect.
Diana is a flight attendant whose passion for fitness is to be commended. She loves training at Fightfit, and when the opportunity to participate in the Fightfit Challenge arose, she couldn't say no.
I grew up on the Gold Coast in Queensland. I've been in Melbourne for about 3 years. So I'm a flight attendant, cabin crew for Virgin Australia. I've been there for about 5 years. I fly mostly domestically, and yeah, it's a good job. Been there, that's why I've been there so long, I guess. Perks of the job, we get really cheap travel. I love to travel. We're always going away. Normal people work 9 to 5 in an office. My week consists of like maybe one night on the Gold Coast, one night in Perth, one night in Sydney. So it's good, you get a lot of downtime to train. I think I get along quite well with people, and I've always worked in customer service and that sort of thing. So probably the next step I'd like to go long haul, so international. So when they recruit next, I'll apply for them. So I've started boxing. I started it for the fitness side of it. I was just like, oh, I want to get fit. And that's the best thing that I've ever done. It's the only fitness that I've ever done. I've tried a lot of different things, but it just pushes you to another extreme. Like, there's nothing that I've done that you're physically exhausted every time you train. I just love the feeling of it. Gets out all your steam, gets out any stress. I joined Fightfit. It's convenient, it's close to where I live. It's a good atmosphere, all the trainers are great, and I like that little feeling of a little gym. So I decided to fight pretty much just to challenge myself. For me, it's something to work towards. So I go in, I train every day, I train hard, and I just thought, like, a few of the boys down the gym were like, oh, would you be interested in fighting? We do this 12-week challenge, and I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. It's a big thing for someone to step into the ring. Like, lots of people you talk to, guys, girls, not many people have done it, and not many people understand how much hard work goes behind it. So I just think getting in the ring, it will really be something to say you've done it and accomplished something.
Stay with us, because up next we see how the girls cope with the intense training.
Where's that left hand go? Should be on your head, please.
Taking on the challenge of a professional fight and stepping into the ring in front of 1,000 people is a daunting feat. And for most girls, it would never enter their minds. For Masa and Diana, it's the ultimate challenge and something to embrace. But that does not mean they have not encountered their own challenges along the way.
Sorry there,
I think I've coped relatively okay with the training so far. It's been very intense and challenging, but it's been good fun. I think for me, sparring is the most challenging, and because obviously, you know, you're trying to copy that for the fight, or because that's the most similar aspect to the actual night. So that would probably be the challenge for me mentally, getting through it.
When you get in, the first punch you throw after your jab is always that right to the head. Throw that right to the body, because it makes you duck your head, and then you get in there. Whereas what you're trying to get past her own jab instead of running into the jab when you're throwing it right. So just go like this, boom, and then you fight, but stack a step with it as you do it, and then you can throw the left hook over the top.
I think the biggest learning curve for me, or the barrier which I've pushed through the most, is understanding that whilst training hard, you can also have a bit of fun. You're not trying to make the next Olympic team.
When I first started training her, she was probably the most negative person I've come across. And I think that's all comes down to her gymnastic background, which she used to compete at quite an elite level. Interesting seeing her develop, trying to change her from not having to be so serious to train hard, and then let's have fun. Train hard, let's have fun. And yeah, and she's come a long way.
Yeah, once you get in, you've got to try and stay there a little bit. Yeah. Stay there for a little bit longer. Yeah, just stay in there once you get there. Have the confidence to stay in there.
I think that some negative thoughts can creep into her head, and it just makes her think that she's not good, and you know, what am I doing? I'm so shit, and you know, it just can affect your performance. Like in sparring, I've seen it happen. You know, she might get hit a couple times and think, oh, I've been hit, I'm so shit, what have I done? But you know, I mean, you have to understand, it's boxing, you're hitting them, they're hitting you. I've never had one fight where I haven't been hit.
Make them worry about your jab. You just throw it in the air, then they just ignore it and they throw something over the top of it. As soon as you step in a little bit, she's got to react to it, and then as soon as they react to something, they're slightly off balance. Yeah.
Self-talk is something, you know, that I learnt as a young athlete, and I think that's something that I've really tried to work with. I think that when I have a good session or a good sparring session, and when I'm told that, I really have to stop reflecting on, you know, what I think was negative about it.
React to her punches, Marsh. Yeah. Much better, Marsha, much better. So much better.
I've been working with Marsha on aggression, come forwards, a lot of footwork. Her strengths would definitely be her mental strength. It sounds strange because I was just telling you how negative she was, but in terms of not stopping, I've never not once seen her stop any exercise you tell her to do. She does it her very best, and she does not give up.
Whilst Marsha is trying to overcome her confidence issues, Diana is going from strength to strength.
Yeah, so being a flight attendant and with shift work and trying to incorporate all my training, it's been a little bit hard on that side of it. Other than that, it's been awesome, great experience, great training. I'm loving it. Sort of don't want the training to end. I think Paul's a great trainer. It's a bit scary, but I have a lot of respect for the guy. He's a very fit human.
Summertime, time for some abs.
And his training that he takes is very hard, and I think he tries to teach us discipline through a lot of the drills that we do.
Move your head. Good. We've left hook, Diane. Beautiful.
There's been a couple of breakthroughs. Sometimes you do a sparring session or something like that, and you'll spar against someone that's, you know, you think's a lot better than you, and you get a hit in, or you get a combo in, or you weave something and you feel awesome, like you feel great. There's other times that you don't feel so great, but there's definitely times that I've trained and there's been breakthroughs where I'm like, wow, like I'm better than what I thought I was.
Move your head on the way and you walk straight into it. She's waiting for you. You know, this way she's just sitting there waiting, and she's throwing straight punches. You've got to drop your head down as you come in, yeah? Look for that left hook. Look for that left hook. You've been doing it well lately, you know?
I find it fine punching people. Getting hit doesn't really faze me, whereas a lot of girls it shakes them up, and I think it would be good if it did shake me up a little bit. Maybe I'd move out of the way a little bit more.
She's got a very aggressive style of boxing. She tends to box very much on the front foot and not really take too many steps backwards. She's very strong and fast.
See what the left hook does, mate? It's great, isn't it?
I guess being this close to the fight, there's a lot of things going on in your mind, and I think that's one thing that you sort of really have to sort out to do well on the night, because the trainers keep telling you that a lot of it's mental. So yeah, I guess I'm worried about everything, and got the hair sorted, getting that done. So that's one thing off the list. But I think just the nerves, like just all the people and being in the ring and not really knowing. I wouldn't say I was scared, but I'm definitely nervous. Definitely nervous. It's going to be tough. Obviously, everyone's got stuff going on outside of the gym, and just not to have your head focused on other things and just have it just focused on the fight and just focused on, you know, winning, because that's what I want to do. So I've got to have all my focus there, because as soon as it starts wandering to other things, or this is going on or that's going on, like I think that's when you lose focus, and that's probably when I'll lose a fight.
The game plan. The game plan is aggression. Just stay on her. She's fighting Diana, who's also an aggressive fighter. The style, it's styles make fights, and it's going to be a hard fight. I believe Marsha is much better technically in a lot of aspects, but because Diana does come forward, it can spoil her a lot. So I think we're going to try and do the exact opposite to her, and we're going to be on her and not let her breathe. And like I said, the good thing about Marsha is she doesn't stop.
The girl that she's fighting has probably 5 or 6 kilos on her. Dee might need to change her tactics a little bit. She won't be able to just steamroll through this girl. Dee's got really good lateral side-to-side movement, so she needs to use her footwork and throw her punches fast. and get out of there and not just stand and trade with Masa.
Coming up next, all the action and excitement from this blockbuster fight.
Welcome to the beautiful Melbourne Pavilion, another capacity crowd tonight of 1,000 people, and we've got a lightweight contest between Masa Magic Music and Diana the Dominator Thumm. Bruce Eva at ringside to be joined by master trainer Paul Fightfit. The girls are about to enter centre ring.
Obviously I'm feeling nervous, extremely nervous, but yeah, I'm just going to give it my best shot. To stay positive and basically just stay on her, because I know that she's going to be aggressive, so I need to stay aggressive back at her and just not give up, just keep going and going and going.
I'm feeling good, a little bit nervous. Just trying to stay calm and relaxed, I guess. Yeah, my game plan's pretty much get in, control my breathing and keep my hands up.
Paul Fightfit, good evening to you. There should be action of plenty between these two pocket dynamos.
I can't wait for this fight, Bruce. I cannot wait. Should see these two girls train. They train like dynamos, as you said. Watch this round, mate. They're going to come out hard. They can't help themselves, but they've got one speed.
Here we go, opening round. Diana in the black trunks, Masa in the orange trunks, and we expect a frenetic opening. And away we go. Both girls not leaving anything in the locker, exchanging with both hands. What a terrific start, and maybe Diana just got the best of it right at the end.
Yeah, they're not disappointing, are they, Bruce? Straight away, they're straight into it. Now, Diana's got this lovely big right hand, very, very strong when she punches. Look, these fast-twitch muscle fibers give you a lot of power. You watch it, the right hand comes out all the time. She just has to do it. She can't help herself but throw that big right hand.
Masa not being backed up. She is letting both hands go as well. They're firing away in centre ring, neither taking a backward step.
Yeah, Masa has actually done a couple of Ironmans, so she has this stamina. She can keep on going forever and ever, but she doesn't have that power that Diana has.
Still no breather taken by either girl. 3 2-minute rounds, 90-second break between each round. As soon as I say that, they slightly back off, although Diana just pours out the left jab. A little bit of a breather here in the middle stages of this opening stanza. Like good right hand from Diana, which certainly got Masa's attention.
And that's going to be a telling part in this fight. That big right hand of Diana's. Masa has to keep that left hand up or weave a little bit in after she throws her combinations, because Diana throws that right hand, that looping right hand all the time.
Both girls very light on their feet. Closing stages of the opening round. And they just slightly back off after that frenetic opening.
Masa's got to throw some punches and not get caught at the end of her combinations. That's her big problem there. Every time she throws a combination, she gets caught by that right hand of Diana's.
Very crisp jab as well there from Diana, and again getting through. And then they both swing from the bleachers towards the final seconds of the round, and great sportsmanship as well at the end of round one.
That was a great first round. Let's see with that right hand coming. There it is, bang. That's what's going to be a telling for this fight.
Good jab there from Masa, followed up with by a right hand to the side of Diana's head.
Oh, and Diana comes straight back with her own right hand. Round two, Bruce, I'm looking forward. You watch this, it's going to come out 1,000,000 miles an hour again. I know they do. They can't help it. One speed, these girls.
But can they keep up this frenetic pace, Paul? Furious exchanges in round one, and they're straight back into it in round two. Uppercuts from Diana. They're both headhunting, and a great stiff jab there from Diana at the start of the round.
As soon as you said headhunting then, Bruce, Masa threw a lovely left rip that sneaked underneath and got her right in the ribs there. But look at the pace, mate. They're not going to leave any in the tank this time, Bruce. They're going to let it all out.
And they certainly are. Early stages of round two. And Masa does now go to the body, but that stiff jab by Diana, that's a beautiful punch. And follows it up with a couple of short clubbing lefts and rights. Another good jab from Diana gets through. Masa, though, not taking a backward step, but Diana just slightly beating her to the punch.
Yeah, Masa, as I said before, Masa's got to be very careful and get that left hand up, because Diana throws that right hand all the time, and Diana does have the harder punches over these two girls.
So middle stages of the second round. Little sneaky jab got through from Masa, and she followed up with a short straight right. although Diana now winging her punches a little.
Yeah, big flurry there from Diana. They sort of paused for a second, took 2 seconds breath, and then just jumped straight into it again. And you watch them again. They're going to go again hard. They like this, these two girls. They look at each other for a little bit, they feel each other out, and then they just go berserk.
Lightweight contest, although plenty of heavy leather being thrown. Diana again getting the better of that exchange, although Masa, you've got to give her credit for the way she keeps powering back, goes to the body with a left rip, gets through with a straight left as well, but then eats more leather from Diana.
It was a great exchange, both girls throwing lots and lots of punches. I'd love to count the punches they've thrown in this fight, man. It's an incredible work rate, isn't it?
And neither really blowing hard either, which is a testament to their fitness and the way they've been prepared for this. Neither backing off, and Diana again getting through. Another straight left right at the end of that exchange.
This is a great round again. 2 great rounds from 2 very fit young girls.
Closing seconds of the second round, and the referee separates them. What another great 2 minutes of action.
As you can see here, Masa has to keep that left hand up. She's getting caught with that right hand all the time from Diana. Now this next round here, Masa's going to have to keep that left hand high so she doesn't get caught. She's throwing lots of punches herself, but as soon as she throws her punches, she's getting caught with that right hand. Let's see if she can do that.
Third and final round. Both fighters touch gloves, and it's a more circumspect start to the round, which is hardly surprising given the helter-skelter pace of the first 4 minutes. The right hand there by Diana gets through. And now they're into it again. Diana, they just both keep throwing. No, I mean, the best form of defence is attack, isn't it, Paul?
Diana's looking fresh. She's throwing still very hard punches. Masa has to worry about that defence. She's going to throw some punches and not get caught. Just then, you see that? She's thrown a lot of punches. Then she gets caught by Diana countering those fights. Oh, it's that right hand just missed the chin of Masa.
The work rate from both girls exceptional here. The crowd absolutely roaring their approval and support for both fighters as Diana continues to march forward, but Masa won't take a backward step. Gee, she's eaten a lot of leather.
That's her problem here, mate. She's too tough for her own good. She's got to keep that left hand up, throw some punches and not get caught. As you said before, attack is the best method of defence, but you can't afford to get caught as you're doing it.
Look how fresh Diana is. She looks like she wouldn't even blow out a candle.
I know, mate. I know the way she trains. She trains very hard. She's feeling it, but she's so determined. Very aggressive girl. Masa is too, and Masa won't give up. She'll keep throwing punches back.
What can Masa do in this last minute? Can she mount some type of attack to keep off Diana, who's all over her like a cheap suit?
Yeah, she's got to plant herself and throw some big, strong punches and not get caught with that right hand just the way she did then.
And the crowd again roars its approval. Terrific exchanges towards the last seconds of this Fightfit challenge tonight, this lightweight contest. Another crisp left jab by Diana, and again follows it up once more, and then a clubbing left hook.
Both girls haven't stopped punching this round. Actually, the entire fight, the girls haven't stopped. You can see the crowd cheering them on in the background.
Both girls' arms are really heavy. They're looking for the final bell, and there it is. What a great 6 minutes of action between Diana the Dominator Thumm and Masa Magic Music.
I expected a great fight, Bruce, and we got a ripper, mate.
We have the score tables. Wayneston has a 30-28, Peter Farrell 29-28, Henderson 30-28, all for a unanimous points winner, blue corner. Lady Pie.
Experience was amazing, nothing like it. My adrenaline's still pumping, my heart's still going. Yeah, it was a great experience. Yeah, I just kept pushing. She had a bit of weight on me, but I tried to use my strength, I think, and it worked in my favour, but it was a very hard fight. She gave me a good fight.
What a high-skilled fight and great performance by these two girls, both not leaving anything behind. On our next episode, we will watch the investment director at the Future Fund take on the chef as our first heavyweight clash for the series gets underway. If you would like to compete in the Fightfit Challenge or just get fit and have fun, call 1300 Fightfit or go to fightfit.com.au. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Fightfit Challenge.